I have you here on purpose.
Ooh.
He said, number one, I want you to see the injustice of the justice system. Number two, I want you to shift the mindsets of these women in here. He said, and number three, when you get out, I want you redeveloping my underserved communities. You're going to get out, but I want you out here redeveloping my underserved communities.
That was good news, right? I'm going to get out.
Yes. But even though I heard this from him, they ended up, in the midst of going back and forth to court, they gave me a false court date and made me fail to appear. So I ended up filing liens on the judge, the DA, my attorney, the bondsman, and the clerk. And they gave me 8 life sentences. And so even though I heard God, my sentence was 8 life for filing liens on government officials. And I said, well, how can you call this fraudulent liens on government officials? I said, an indictment is a bill that needs to be paid with my money or my time. I said, so since I'm here, this is a bill. I said, and I'm a creditor, so it's business. It's not personal. It's business. So they hated me, right?
Wow.
And in the midst of that, even though I was there, God was working. There was so much that I realized, speaking about forgiveness, that I had buried down that I didn't even have any clue that I had suppressed. I started hating the justice system. I was hating my ex-boyfriend. I started festering all of these ugly feelings, and God had to have me there to release because he had a plan for me afterwards.
Wow.
So how I ended up out, I had a dream that me and inmates, we were watching a film, and all of a sudden everybody left. And they left, I didn't have any shoes. And I'm like, oh my God, where are my shoes? There was a lady, and she reminded me like of a Michelle Obama. She was sitting on the floor, and she said, you don't know me, but I'm from administration. She said, and they're getting ready to offer you 8 hours time suspended, and you'll be done with Tennessee. And I remember feeling so excited because I get to get out. But I remember every time I went to court, I would tell them, I do not consent to your proceedings. You're violating your own due process of law according to the Constitution, so send me back to my cell. On and for the record, I'm not your slave, I'm not your chattel property, I'm not stock, so send me back to my cell. I do not consent. And I wonder, can you make me consent to something that I wasn't doing? So I would say that every time I went to court, every single time. So
They must have loved you.
Oh, they hated
Here she
me.
comes.
Here she comes.
Wow.
They would put me last. They would throw me in the hole all the time.
Wow.
And every time that they would throw me in the hole or put me in
Talk about the
isolation.
hole. What's happening in the hole?